Hey guys, I just quickly wanted to run you through a additional observation that we made in the market. We've been speaking to at least 100 of IT consulting business leaders in the last couple of months, which were CEOs, founders, owners, managing partners, managing directors, etc. And I think we made a good conversation on some particular topics that always came back into the conversation. If you don't know who I am, I'm Jasper. I'm one of the partners of Grow IT Partners, and we partner with growth-oriented IT consulting firms to build client acquisition systems. So let's dive in. One of the most important topics that always came back in those conversations is that they find it quite hard to scale as a business. And you might think, well, everyone needs wants to do something with their IT infrastructure, for example, or every business understands that they need to do something with their data because they think that their data is valuable. But still, the businesses that provide these services find it quite difficult to scale. And in this video, I'm going to quickly run you through the observations that we have made on and why we think that's the case. So, first thing is that generating new revenue is very unreliable. Most of the businesses are waiting for someone to call from the network. They're waiting for someone to hit them up or shoot them a message. And I think it is a good situation to be in if you have a big network, but inherently it's a unreliable source of new business. Second thing, they're not really actively encouraging current and past clients to become a referral partner. Probably you've had a lot of good projects, you have a great relationship and partnership with some clients. And if you don't encourage them to spread the word, they will not always do it themselves. So there's a lot of impact to be made still if you can get them to refer new business to you as well. What they also tend to do is not employ any cold outreach strategies. They don't think it works. They don't think it will have a good name for them. And we think that there's a big opportunity there that they don't take advantage of. And of course, it's very important to keep a balance between hiring, on one hand, enough consultants, but on the other hand, signing enough projects. And you don't want to get that out of hand, let's say it like that. You want to make sure that the balance is really there constantly. So, second part, sales cycles are lasting at least 6 months. This is, of course, inherent to a relationship and trust based industry, as the IT consulting industry is. But yeah, that impacts the scalability of such a business as well. So what we see that most companies do or do not do is that they never leverage any educational content. So they think, well, we just have a website, people will find us there. There is more than enough information on it. But most of the time, most of their leads or their prospects or their potential clients don't even see it. So we think it's really important to leverage those types of educational content, such as a blog, such as a podcast, things you can share with the market that shows that you have the expertise and can slowly build trust with the market. Also, coming back to the 7-hour rule, what we see is that most sophisticated buyers in the B2B space need at least 7 hours of engagement with you or your business in order to make a decision to buy from you. And most businesses try to sell to them way too early. So they're not really warmed up. They don't really understand what your company does and how you can help them. And you sort of scare them away when you try to sell to them. Third thing, not generating enough urgency in the prospect's mind. As I mentioned in the beginning, most companies think that they need to do something with IT. They need to do something with their data. They need to make sure that their data management is under control, for example. But they won't act because everything is still working fine, and they don't think there's a loss happening right now. So what we think that you should do as an IT consulting business is you need to build, well, at least create some urgency in the prospect's mind. For example, what is the cost of inaction? If a business is now still relatively small, the data that the business has is also relatively small. So if you can make good changes and set a good foundation right now, that will really help you as a business moving forward. And the last one is, most what we have seen is that a lot of business waste time on unqualified leads. They're talking to people, they're trying to push them to a yes, but they keep saying maybe, maybe, maybe later. You shouldn't really waste that much time on it. There's more than enough demand in the market, so focus on the people that actually need your solutions. And third part, what we have seen is that most of these businesses don't really have the offer and positioning that's very powerful. Um, they're not able to convey the business value of their data related solutions, which is inherently pretty hard. Of course, you can't really show, well, if you do this on your data management side or on your IT infrastructure side, it will lead to an additional amount of revenue or decreased cost. But it is something that you should think about at least. Second part, most businesses say that they have a lot of good projects with clients, have a lot of good partnerships with other businesses, but they never show it. And what we think is the big opportunity lies is in building those quantifiable case studies. This is where the business began when it came to us. This is the solution we provided them with. Another at point B, which led to specific cost savings, specific agility, more agility, risk decrease, etc. So that's something that most businesses don't take advantage of, and if you do, you can really stand out in the market. And last but not least, um, the offer that most IT consulting businesses share is something like, we help you with your IT, we do everything for you, we become your partner. But that's what almost everyone is doing, which leads to being in competition based on price. So your prospect will see, well, I have 5 businesses that do exactly the same thing from first glance, and they think, well, this is the cheapest one, let's go with that one. But you need to show what you're worth and what you actually can do for a business. So this was just a quick run through based on all of the conversations that we had with those IT consulting business leaders. It is hard to scale. Definitely, it's inherent to the industry, but there are some solutions that you can employ to get your business a bit more ready to scale in the future. So thanks for listening. And if you need any more information, you know where to find me.